Hey there, this is going to be a bit of a self-indulgent video. So there you go. Click away now. Click away now. No, no, you might want to stay for this ride. It might be good. Hey there, this is Perch, and I'm going to get a new theme song going at some point. I had an idea for a theme song I really wanted, and then I used Fiverr, and I'm like, make a theme song like this, and then that's what you got. You got what you just heard. So that wasn't what I had in mind, but whatever. Anyway, I think that a lot of people have asked me this question comes up a lot, and that's why I'm doing this video. And it always surprises me, so I want to explain a little bit why, and then try and find a way to relate it back to all of you. For people who are reading comics, enjoy comics, love comics, whatever the case is, you're here for a reason, right? And it can't be my amazing voice and this great audio quality of me driving up the freeway with a bumpy road. It can't be that reason. So um, I think that the question people ask me is that why am I so calm? Or, why is it that I'm looking at comics and, seem to be kind of, people have described me in a number of different ways, positively and negatively. Lukewarm is milk toast is my favorite. It's like, thank you for bringing the 1940s insult milk toast to the table. I salute you, sir. Those kinds of comments come up a lot. And what they're all trying to say is kind of the same thing, which is I don't get super agitated or passionate. I hear some of these videos where people are like, seem like they're coming unglued. Like, I can't listen again. I mean, I've had people recommend videos to me, people who are buddies. I mean, who like, oh, you got to listen to this, and I click on it, and the person just sounds like they're having a nervous breakdown on the video, and it's like, no thanks. I mean, I just can't. I mean, other people can, clearly. A lot of these people have way higher subscriber counts than I do. By the way, please subscribe and tell a friend. Subscribing is how I know that you love me deep down inside. But I think that, if I sound calm to you, it's not because I am calm. I have regular emotions just like anyone else. I get angry at things. I get frustrated at things. I read comics. I try and kind of come out with the things that really irritate me. I'm really irritated with the current Captain America run, for example. I think Ta-Nehisi Coates is not a bad writer. I have actually read some of his books, and I've read some of his articles and things, and it's not bad. I mean, it's not, a lot of the topics are not what I'm interested in, but there's skill there. But when it comes to Captain America, this title just sucks, and I pick it up, and it's like, ugh. And part of it's a shame because the first couple issues of his run showed some promise. It felt like Brubaker's kind of Captain America run there for like a hot minute, and then it turned into something completely different. But I get angry about all kinds of things. I'm upset when good writers do really kind of cool things, and then nobody really takes advantage of that, or they do it in a bumble f way. I do try and I curse like a sailor, by the way. A bunch of things you should know about me personally. I curse like crazy. So part of this exercise of doing the videos is a lesson in kind of self-control and betterment, because I try not to curse here, but it's always right there. But like Scott Snyder, I think came up with a decent premise with Justice League and You're the Villain, and that has just turned into kind of goofy nonsense. And a lot of people online say, oh, he's got great perspective as a retailer. I guess so. I'm glad that people say so. But I think a lot of my perspectives are really not as a retailer, but more as just good marketing, good product placement, good kind of analysis of comics and the business and marketing and what sells and what doesn't sell. I don't know that it's experience as a retailer that got me there, but maybe. And I hope that people find it valuable and useful. But I don't find it worthwhile to get invested in a bunch of outrage and a bunch of really kind of angry, frothing at the mouth stuff. I mean, I'll tell you, for those listening right here, SJW as a term, it's dead. I hate to tell you, but it's a dead term. The people who continue to kind of hammer that in, it's just been overused to death. It's falling rapidly on the heels of Nazi. as a term that's just lost all meaning, and the only people who don't seem to get it are the people who use it all the day. And I just it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, everybody. I mean, if you look at the whole Comicsgate phenomenon, like everybody is an SJW. Everyone, like everybody has turned on each other at one point in another, and it's like the fingers are pointed, guns are out. Ryan Johnson's film Knives Out coming to theaters. I don't know when actually coming to theaters, but I think that I try not to get wrapped up in things I can't control. And I guess here comes a part in the video that I try and relate back to the people listening to make it not so self-absorbent and arrogant. I think that if you get angry about things you have no control over, it tends to blind your perspective to what you can control, and then you lose more control in that process. I hope that made sense. What I mean is that if you get angry about things like this particular storyline in a comic book that is written by a writer who maybe it's your opinion they're bad, or maybe it's just plain bad. I've talked about this before. I always use we. It's like I'm Venom here with multiple personalities. I don't know. It's just what I'm used to when I'm talking to an audience. I've made this point before that if you really, really dislike something, like you dislike the new Captain America run, like I do, I dislike it. If I allow that to kind of consume my whole thought process and what I say and what I do on a daily basis, well, pretty soon it's every Captain America appearance is bad, and it starts to erode retroactively backward. I start to look at things and start to hate things that resemble that Captain America run. Every now and then I go and pick up back issues, as I'm sure lots of you do, and I'll read part of the Ed Brubaker Captain America run, and I see elements of it that are being kind of repurposed or reclaimed a little bit by Coates. I was going to say cultural appropriation, but probably not appropriate. But anyway, I see elements of that run in his run, and I find myself in the back of my mind going, I have an immediate negative kind of dopamine hit, a negative dopamine hit that goes into effect where I start to dislike what I'm reading at the time. And I always look at that as like, well, that's an indication that I've let this guy or this issue or this thing live rent free in my head. And I think that's where a lot of comic outrage kind of sits. It's kind of rent free damage in your head. And so the more you can just kind of steer toward things you do like, or at least have some perspective when something bad comes around, recognize that, in the state of comics, every comic, every line, every character has had good and bad points. Maybe not the new ones, but, ones that are more than a decade old. There's been good issues, there's been bad issues. And so if you're currently sitting there in the middle of a bad run, I think you can, fold the comic up, don't buy the next one, don't put your money to things you don't like, and have some faith that within 2 years, 4 years, then the run will be good again. And that sounds kind of defeatist. And people have accused me of being, you're just, that's a defeatist attitude. You got to get in there and you got to fight. And I believe in a good fight. I think you should fight for the things that matter to you, but I also think you should fight the battles you can win. And if your battle is, I don't like this run of Captain America, I'm going to get angry on social media about it, then you're fighting you're fighting the wrong battle the wrong way. Unless you are Ike or some high-ranked Disney official, you're not going to get to change that writer of Captain America. The power you have is your wallet. Don't buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And if a lot of other people are liking it, well, guess what? You're in the minority, and that's okay. As I've said before, I like David Lynch. He's not the majority, and so I'll pay my dollars to David Lynch when I see some of his come out. I'll enjoy it, and if I ever stop enjoying it, I'll stop putting my wallet toward it. And that's a very it's a very clear attitude to take. It's a very peaceful attitude to take, because at the end of the day, it just means if I can't control it, well, I'll control what I control, which is my money, and I'll move along and spend my time and enjoy the things that I do enjoy, and I can have some balance. Raging against things you can't control is just rage. There's no value to it. Now, there's another way to do this, and I'd be irresponsible I didn't mention it. If the fight is really important to you, if it's really important to you that Captain America needs to be done by a different writer, then you need to fight a fight you can win. You going onto Twitter or making YouTube videos complaining about it, even if you're getting money from the rubes who are enjoying the endless whatever your angry content is, you're not going to make any progress with that. That's not a battle you can win. So figure out how to make it a battle you can win. Go get a job at Marvel. Secretly work your way up the organization through a well orchestrated plan of strategic milkshakes and muffins. And then once you've seized editorial control, fire everybody. That's what you do. Play the long game, I guess is what I'm saying. So, back to why am I so calm? It's like I'm not the voice of reason. I'm crazy, as you probably can gather from this video. But fight the battles you can fight. Let go of the battles you can't win. There's no value to it. Duck left or right, depending on your politics, and find a battle that you can win. They're out there. There's lots of them, and rack up some wins. As you rack up some wins, you may get more powerful. Maybe you can come back and fight that battle that was unwinnable before. Who knows? But the point is, enjoy what you can enjoy. Let go of the things you hate as much as you can. And if you truly, truly hate it, and it won't leave your mind, figure out a better attack strategy to win. Otherwise, very little point in it. Anyway, that was me with some unsolicited advice and what I do. I like I said, I hate these videos. They always seem a little self-congratulatory, patting on the back. Again, nobody wants to hear from me, but that's why I put these videos in the evening or as a second video. You get a second video today, and instead of just the one. So hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe. I hate the notification, so I'm going to stop recommending that. Follow me on Twitter at Comic Perch, and thanks for listening.